Hey everybody, how's it going? This is a little ramble update video. I'm still working on my Terminators, as you can see here for Deathwing. I'm still working on the Deathwing army. I have the rest of the night, because I'm going to post this video after I'm done filming it. So I'm going to paint until I get really tired and don't really feel like painting anymore. Then I'm going to go to bed, wake up, and paint the rest of the day as much as I can. Now, the 20th is the day of the tournament. The last day I have to paint is the 19th, which is the day after today, so tomorrow. Anyway, that also happens to be my birthday. So how much I actually able to get done, we'll see. If I don't end up finishing them for the tournament, I can make an 1850 list for either my Dark Angels or my Pre-Heresy Thousand Suns utilizing the Chaos Codex. So it's not like I won't be able to participate, I just won't be able to participate with the army I want to, which is this guy. Now, real quick, I don't suggest painting an army up in time for a tournament without being able to play it before the tournament. Only because you want to get a feel for it, especially if it's completely different for you. Now, this isn't that different. I've played with Deathwing heavy lists before. It is going to be different in the fact that it's pure Deathwing, but I know this codex. I know it very well. I'm not saying it's an excuse to do it. It's not. I shouldn't be, but I am anyway because I'm dumb like that. But you probably want to get a couple of play tests in with your army list, with your army itself, and just to get a feel for how it'll play. Anyway, what I have left are 10 Terminators, a Dreadnought, and a Land Raider. Now, I have all 10 Terminator bodies assembled like you see here and built. And I have the 10 sets of shoulder pads. Did I say assembled and built? Base coated. I also have 10 sets of shoulder pads, base coated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish these guys off completely, the head and the helmet, the shoulder pads, and the body, like you see here. I'm going to paint them up to essentially where it's done for that. Once the bodies are done, I'm going to put them on their bases. Once the shoulder pads are done, I'm going to put them to the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the second Dreadnought. Assemble and paint it. It's a fancy box. It goes pretty quick. Then I'm going to come back, finish off these guys with their arms, and like while assembling the Dreadnought, I'll work on getting the arms ready for the Terminators. Then I'll go back after the Dreadnought's done to the Terminators, paint up their arms, fully assemble them, and then pretty much focus solely on the Land Raider, which will go quick once you get some of the because I plan to do interior work, which isn't that hard. It's going to be black like the rest of the paint, the tank is, and the paint job is. So it's not going to be that difficult. The Land Raider is a little bit more work than, let's say, baking a Rhino, because A, it's bigger. B, I have it's not just a standard Land Raider for in this case, so it's going to take a little more finagling work on my end. And if you plan to make the front hatch open and close, you can't just assemble the hull sections right away. You gotta wait to put get the assembly on in order to make the door open and close. So, but once you get the interior detail done, the doors so they can open and close fine, and then the hull fully assembled that way, you're pretty much firing on all cylinders, and the Land Raider can go pretty quickly, especially if you have a couple of hours to sit down and do it. I honestly don't know if I'm going to finish. I would like to, because I love Terminators. I think it'd be a fun army to play, because I can almost guarantee there won't be any other pure Deathwing army there. And I can almost guarantee I'm going to do terrible because of the fact that I didn't have enough time to really perfect my strategy with this army. But anyway, that's the plan. Bodies and shoulder pads, then the Dreadnought, then the arms, then the Land Raider. Doing it that way, in this case, helps keep it fresh, if you will, quote unquote, meaning you won't feel bored of, okay, doing Terminators all day, this is annoying. You won't get that feeling. That's the hope anyway. So I just wanted to show you that. Currently, I got all of them base coated and the soft armor done, and I just started doing the first of 3 colors for the parchment. My plan is to do the base coating done, soft armor done. I'm going to do all parchment and purity seals and eyes at the same time, basically at the same time. First the parchment, then the purity seal and eyes. After that, I think I'm going to do metallics and then the little sensor the sensor lenses at the same time. After that, it's green highlighting and the bodies are done. With the shoulder pads, Also, there's a gray. They do some stuff in gray here. With the shoulder pads, when I do the gray, I'll do the gray and all the shoulder pads that have it. When I do the bulk gun, I'll do all the shoulder pads that have it. The shoulder pads are really tedious and my least favorite part of making these pre-harvest Terminators. But again, it's going to be assembly line, so it's going to feel tedious, but actually it should go pretty quickly. It's going to be one of those things that will go quickly, but feel like it's taking forever. I can tell you just from doing it, getting onto this step, it went quickly, but it felt like it was taking forever. I ordered some stuff also, aside from telling you that. I ordered some resin stuff. I ordered a set of 10 resin bases from Dragon Forge. Their Urban Rubble Wasteland set. 25mm round base. You get a package of 10. They only have one set of the package of 10, so once you get that set, if you get it again, it's going to be the same exact look. It was 10 for $10, so that's not a bad deal at all, really. I mean, for sculpted bases, or resin casted bases. So this is what you have here. This is all 10. I'll get kind of zoom out a little bit there. They all look different, for the most part, and they all are different, so it's 10 unique looking bases. I like this one a lot because of the this one's good, and I like this one even more. This one I like a lot because it's not just like a piece of metal like it is here with stuff. It's cinder. It looks like it's rubble. It's got metal something here and a mound of just debris a little bit. Not really a mound, but the different. I like the texture of what would be flock if you made it yourself. I like the gears here. They're nice. You do when you are going to be using these. If you do use something like these, check to make sure the model you want will fit on it. Some wide stance models may not fit too well on something like this, or maybe they will. It all depends when you fit it. A running guy may work better here. So again, it takes some finagling to figure it out. Now this is the look you see here is how I got them. I literally just got them today. Got them, then literally left the house to go shoot for a little bit, then came back. So this is them. Pretty crisp and clean resin work. No real anything to clean up. Very nice. Now I'm using this for my post-arts Dark Angels when I slowly redo them all, and it's gonna fit with my Chaplain's base, which was made as part of the conversion. So it'll still fit in. For the most part, most urban rubble type of wasteland look bases will fit from company to company. This is going to be my base, so, no pun intended. Then when I try and buy urban bases from other companies, if they don't carry the similar looking theme, I'm not going to get it from them. So that's that. And then I bought something from Skiver or Skyver, however you want to pronounce it, miniatures. They're in Poland, I believe. I could be wrong. I bought these heads. They're from their sci-fi range. They're called sci-fi helmets. SF helmets. They got a bunch of, I guess their order number. They only make 4 different styles of this helmet, but as you can clearly see, these aren't just your standard sci-fi helmets. They fit very well for Custodian Guard. 4 different looks of Custodian Guard helmets, basically. Now, they're not exact on Custodian Guard like you look at the artwork, but these Custodian Guard helmets are just that. I mean, I can't call them anything else. Could you use them for other chapters or maybe even other game sets? I'm sure, but when I see that, it screams Custodian Guard to me. It's skippermanagers.com, I think. Yeah, it should say here. If you can kind of see it down there, skippermanagers.com, and Dragon Forge was dragonforge.com. Or you just Google them and you'll be able to find the website for sure. It's 4 different head types, work beautifully for Custodian Guard. You could even probably use these in your fantasy armor for your high elves. I don't know how well they're going to fit in as far as size-wise with how the high elves look. These seem a little bulky to use on fantasy, but you could try if you wanted to. You get 4. They only have 4 helmet different designs, and you only get 4. So if you order multiple of this, you're going to get the same 4 again and again and again. But they're $6 American. The other one, the bases were $10 for $10 American. This is 4 for $6 American before shipping, handling, and all that. So, well, it is only 4 things. The price isn't that bad. I'd say it's reasonable. Now, I have seen these used before on a pre-heresy form. They look great for the custodian guard. They fit in perfectly with it, which is why I went and actually picked up some of my own. I picked up a few, not just one. I picked up, I think, enough to make it like a squad if I wanted to. Anyway, they look absolutely fantastic. However, there, I was trying to say are and is at the same time. There is some trouble spots in terms of using them. First off, you may have to put, when you cut them off, you may have to put a little green stuff nub to make like a neck thing, depending on the chest that you're using. That will all depend on when you dry fit it. Also, you may have to cut out a little bit of the hair up by the back of the neck area, so it fits in with the back. What do you call that thing on the armor? The collar that goes around the armor. The way the hair is sculpted, it won't fit in perfectly, so you have to do a little trimming there. It's not a pain; it's just a little tedious, and you can't just clip and use. You may not need to put the little green stuff nub on the bottom for the neck. It all depends on how it looks when you dry fit it. But you probably will most definitely need to trim the hair a little bit right by the where it meets the helmet, so it fits in by the armored collar. But they look absolutely stunning when painted, if you paint them well, and I doubt I'll be able to do as good a job as what I've seen, but they look great. So that's Skyber Miniatures for the helmets and Dragon Forge for the bases. It's pure coincidence that they arrived right before my birthday. It's kind of like I treated myself to them when I ordered them, and they arrive at kind of an appropriate time. So looking forward to getting my painting up some of the bases and painting up at least making Custodian Guard after, of course, the Deathwing is done. So just thought I would share this with you and talk about my process with the Deathwing army. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and get back to painting before I get too tired to do anything and waste a night of painting. So until next time, take it easy.